What's good, my royalty family? Different video, same outfit, same day. So, like, comment, and subscribe. I told y'all I'm doing this new thing with my YouTube channel and not just have it sitting, wasting time. So like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna continue on this segment that I said I was creating. I actually just want to start venting about my life experiences. Hopefully people can relate. Comment if you relate, if you've been in situations like this. Share. If you have not, tell me how you feel about the situation. This is an open communication amongst everybody. I am driving and it is raining, so I'm gonna try my best to make sure I pay attention to the road. Don't text and drive. But yeah, damn it. Get off my screen, please. Thank you, sir. Sorry, got a message. Oh, what's that? But last story I told y'all about witnessing somebody get shot at the age of 10 years old. So today we're gonna continue on that life experience and that trauma. So, like the title and thumbnail say, yes, I was outside. We all was outside when they came shooting, and they were shooting at us, meaning us as in the crowd. So let me take y'all back. I don't even know how old I was, but Newark, New Jersey, like I said in the last video, growing up in Newark, New Jersey, very treacherous place, a place that's unfriendly. A lot of people actually don't like going to Newark. A lot of people know of Newark for the wrong reasons. Newark is obviously one of those cities that's always top 10 in the murder rate and the murder capital, murder rate amongst cities and states in the U.S. They're bad in every category you can really think of. I was just telling somebody this school system sucked too. But I don't even know how old I was. I just know we was teenagers and we was all outside on a summer night. If you don't know about Newark, we hated the summers because we knew people was about to die. When it's cold, and you know how cold it is in Jersey, freezing, frigid, -20, -30 degrees, nobody outside doing nothing. But when it got hot, we got this term where we were like, shit hot right now. Not as like the weather, shit hot right now. People are dying, people getting shot, all types of stuff. So, summer night, I'll never forget it. I was just telling my coworker this experience as well. Summer night. This is summer night where all this is going on. Like, you know, the beefs between neighborhoods and streets and stuff like that. So a lot of the beef we had was with other streets, meaning other neighborhoods that was literally around the corner from us, all because of some instance where somebody might been hating on somebody. I know the real story, but I'm not gonna get into that. So summer night, this is where it started to get hectic, where the police blocked the neighborhood off a lot throughout the summertime. So this is another instance where they blocked the neighborhood off. So one summer night, we all outside. I'm talking about everybody. The homies, my family, my friends from the neighborhood. When I say homies, I meant like people who was actively in the streets. Then the family, obviously me, family, my little brothers, little sisters, little cousins, babies out there, all that. Young kids, 7, 8, 6, all out there. So we all outside. I can't remember what time it was, but it was late. It was like maybe 10 o'clock. That's the one thing about me and my family growing up. We never had a curfew because we always had a sibling or a relative outside with us. Meaning they was out there, they was out there. So we didn't have to worry about going in the house. So it's like 10 o'clock. I think my cousin and them should remember this too. They should, but who all knows? I remember it was a traumatic experience. So we all outside in front of my house, the house that I grew up in, on Salem Street. And on the west side of New Jersey. West side of Newark, Westward is what we call it, the Velsburg section. So we all outside my grandmother's house. My grandmother, this is her house. This is the house we all was raised in. And we all ha kikiing. We got the crates outside and stuff. Like the kids out there playing. The older guys out there talking. The older people out there talking. Just talking. So we just talking blah, blah, blah. And then out of nowhere, we hear pow, 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 pow. And you know, growing up in the hood, you hear shots so much that your first instance is to see where it's actually coming from. I know a lot of people, if you didn't grow up in that environment, your first thought is to run. We tried to see where it coming from, and then we ran. So all of us scattered. Me and my little cousins and all my bros that I grew up with and stuff like that, all the homies I grew up with, we all scattered to the back of the house. I scattered to our neighbor's house because I was closest over there. So I scattered into their house. The homies ran into the backyard and stuff like that. So shots rang off. We've recognized where it was coming from, and they was actually directed at us, meaning the crowd that was sitting out there. And we all in one circle, all around each other. And okay, it happens. Police take their sweet ass time like they usually do in the hood. Took their sweet ass time to come to the neighborhood. They asking us, do we know who did it, and all types of stuff. We young, so the older guys just dealt with that. The older, they probably in their 20s, dealt with it like, oh, we don't know, blah, blah, blah. Whole time, we knew. So, night goes on, blah, blah, blah. This how we found out they were shooting directly at us. So next day, my grandmother had a porch. That was screened in. So you go through the screen door, you get on the porch, and the porch is like closed, windows and stuff like that. And I'll never forget, my grandmother had this big tree in front of our house. If you from the neighborhood, you know. If you're not, you've been on something, you from Newark, yes, there's a big Christmas tree in front of our house. But this is how we found out, which is crazy. So, like I said, we had a closed porch. The porch had its own windows, and the house had the windows. So the windows in the house went to the look. You could see into the porch. The porch you could see until outside. So, you know, as kids, we hang on the porch a lot. So we hanging out on the porch, blah, blah, blah. The next day, I don't even think it was the next day, probably the next couple of days, because a lot happened. A lot of crazy shit happened after that. So what we did, we playing on the porch, and then we all just looked, and we see a bullet hole through our windows. So it went from the porch window through the house window, and it didn't hit nothing. It didn't hit nothing. Nobody got hit. Nobody got hurt. My uncle did get grazed in his leg, which was very traumatic, seeing that and him like showing it to everybody. And you know, the women out there put some peroxide on it, put alcohol in, blah, 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 to clean it. So he got grazed, and that was it. But we recognized the bullets went through the house, and we tried to get it to see where it went. So we tried to track the bullet and stuff like that based on the direction of the where the bullet holes was at. And we searching and stuff like that. Probably didn't find nothing. Then later on, we ended up finding a shell casing behind our TV, our living room TV. My grandmother had this old TV that sat near the wall. It wasn't, obviously, we didn't have mounted TVs at this time. We did, but probably nobody knew about it. But she had this big TV that was in the living room, and we was just cleaning up one day, I think. I can't remember the story. Hopefully, my family probably can. But I remember us finding the bullet behind the shell casing behind our TV. We never patched up. We never got new windows for the house. My grandmother just put tape over it, over the bullet holes, so the heat can stay in the house. Yeah. So I tell y'all this story to say, like, a traumatic experience where I can say we all have been shot at. Like, I've been shot at. As in, we was outside and they were shooting in the direction of us. Anybody could have got hit. Anybody could have lost their life. So this is my experience of being shot at for the first time ever in my life. Mind you, I'm a teenager, probably 11, maybe 12 years old, right before, like, around the time when all the bigger guys from the neighborhood was getting into, you know, that gang shit. So this is my experience, man. Hopefully somebody relates to ever being shot at. And if you can't relate, tell me how you feel about this situation too. Yeah. Like, traumatic experience, like I said, it's one of those situations where you just don't know. But growing up in a treacherous area where a lot of gun violence is going on, you just never know what happened. And we was all outside one summer night and we got shot at. Hopefully y'all can relate. If you can't relate, tell me how you feel. Have you ever been in situations like this, or like where you feel like you escaped death or escaped harm? Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe. Support the channel. Other than that, catch y'all on the next video.